Hey, it's Dorleen, and I'm working in my junk journal today. You can see me just flipping through it. I'm trying to find the right page that I want to use for this particular layout. If you want to see flip throughs, I do have some on my playlist, so click on my index to find more about that. So I did decide to use this particular page, mostly because I like the pink already on the form or on the paper. So I'm going through my labels that I made earlier. I'll put the link down below, but these labels I made by scanning some original artwork of mine, a masterboard, and then copying them or printing them onto labels. So I'm just placing them here and there, and it's really just to add more color onto the page. And I decided to stack them on the same way that they were printed, so that way I can get that really pretty flower on there. I love that blue on there as well. But that's what I'm doing. I'm just placing them already on the I'm calling this a blank page, and if you look through go through my flip through videos, you'll know why. Even though there's some medium on there, I still consider it blank because it's not a finished page. So I'm just adding some white acrylic paint. As you can see, I'm using my fingers, which seems to be my favorite tool when I'm working with mixed media or in my junk journal. And I'm sure most of you agree. It's so fun to get messy, and you'll see my fingers later, but I always like to wiggle them around every so often. But I'm just rubbing in that white, and I'm really trying to focus on the labels too, because that way it kind of blends into the page more instead of standing out. I put that tissue underneath mostly because it was near me, and so I grabbed it, but to protect the pages that are underneath the page that I'm working on. So that, you won't see me drying these, but I do dry between layers with my heat gun, and I'm just using some gelatos right now to add more colors. I really like that teal light bluish color because it really matches the color that was on my masterboard or those labels. And right now I'm just using a Stabilo pencil, a black Stabilo pencil, and I'm just very loosely drawing some, I guess you can call it a daisy. I cannot draw to save my life, so I like simple. And I'm holding the pencil at the end of the pencil, and that way it's a lot looser and not so harsh. And with those Stabilo pencils, they rub with water, as you can see. So I added a little bit of water onto my fingers, and I'm just kind of going over the lines to give that smudged look. I really like the way that turned out, but I also realized that I wanted it to have a little bit more color. And you'll see me in a minute adding some a yellow gelato in the center of those flowers. And then you'll see me also use a green, it's an illustrated face crayon, but it's basically the same type of thing as the gelatos. And I have those in a couple of colors. I think I got those on clearance somewhere, probably like Tuesday morning or something. But those work pretty much the exact same way as gelatos, and they're in a higher or longer stick. But I just added some of that to add some color. And then as I did that, I realized, I really want those petals to stand out a little bit more. So right now I'm using a white Posca pen, which is a white paint pen. And you'll notice me just rubbing off some and checking the tip every so often, because I did get some of that gelato and that Stabilo, the pencil marks, on the tip of that, and I don't want that to stay. So I was rubbing it off the actual sheet, and then you see me with a little spare sheet, just making sure that it's clean before that actually stays on there. Right now I'm just using a regular pencil, again, just adding some extra marks, some more interest. And I love that about mixed media is, you're not limited to any kind of medium, and when you go in saying I'm doing mixed media, to me anyways, I feel like I'm allowing myself to grab whatever it is that I want instead of just sticking to the same type of media. And here I'm just using an ink pad, a darker green, and a little cosmetic brush, which these are all the rage right now. And I'll tell you, I got that at the Dollar Tree. It came in a set of 2, and I have not been able to find it since then. But and here's my script stamp that I use probably on every layout. It's my absolute favorite, and it just adds a little something. Just use some black archival ink. So if you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and if you're not already, hit that subscribe button down below. You can also hit the bell so you can be notified of any new videos. I post at least one a week, and they vary, and I hope that you enjoy them. So you just saw me drip some white paint. That's my own homemade recipe, basically watered down acrylic paint in a bottle, but I pull the stick out and just flick some white paint splatters, another one of my go-tos. But as I was, as I'm completing and adding all these different media, I realized that my petals are kind of losing it. So I'm using a pen, and that's just like a regular Bic pen, to add, to outline it, I guess is the right word. And this pen, believe it or not, I kind of found it accidentally, but it works so great, and the stub doesn't get messed up. So that's pretty much the finished product. I absolutely love the way it looks. It actually kind of looks like palm trees too, which I may end up doing something different with that. But I'm adding a sentiment in the middle because of the different layers, dimensions all throughout my junk journal. It didn't give a real solid stamp, so I'm just using my pen to kind of fill in some of those spots. But again, I do hope you like this video, and if you do, give me a thumbs up. That helps me a lot. And be sure to click that subscription button below if you're not already a subscriber. I mentioned earlier I try to do at least one video a week, and they vary based on what I'm doing in my craft room, which is called the Command Center. So down below you can find the link to my blog. I'll also have a direct blog link to this particular project, also my Instagram account, and anything else to get a hold of me. I hope you enjoyed this. Have fun, and I hope you get to play with some product today. Bye.